Hey, I hope our little videotape didn't upset my brother.
Oh, don't be full of yourself. It was a silly dance-off.
You're a trip, you know that?
So, you're testifying today.
Right. I think I'm first up.
This court is now in session. Ms. Delgado, please call your first witness.
Knock it out of the park, bro.
I'd like to call Loretta Hogan to the stand.
Objection, Your Honor. There's no Loretta Hogan on the witness list.
But I notified Mr. Clark's office that Ms. Hogan would be appearing at the same time as I notified the court, Your Honor.
My office received no such notification.
Ms. Delgado.
I am not trying to pull a fast one, Your Honor. Ms. Hogan is an expert witness, and I just tracked her down this morning.
If you need time to prepare for cross-examination, I'll grant a recess.
It's fine.
Proceed, Ms. Delgado. Call Ms. Hogan.
My name's Loretta Hogan.
And what happened to you, Loretta? What caused you to lose the use of your legs?
Training accident when I was 16. I was a gymnast, and yeah, it happened during a morning practice.
What happened exactly?
I was working this one vault, sticking the landing, over-rotated. Before the accident, I had scholarship offers from University of Georgia, Penn State, Stanford.
All big names in the world of gymnastics.
The biggest.
And what happened after the accident?
How could I accept a gymnastics scholarship when I couldn't even walk? And there was no way I could afford those schools if I didn't have a scholarship. I felt like my life was over. All my dreams.
What did you do?
I found Dr. Evans.
And did he perform surgery on you?
Yes.
From the look of things, it must have been a failure.
I wouldn't say that exactly.
What would you say?
I'd say it was a big old success. And I owe it all to Dr. Evans.
You knew about this, didn't you?
Stop this, Elijah. Stop this now.
Objection, Your Honor. Is this a three-ring circus or a courtroom?
I trust that's a rhetorical question,
Okay, Your Honor,
Counselor.
these cheap theatrics have nothing whatsoever to do with my son's case.
Sit down, Mrs. Buchanan. Mr. Clark, please control your client.
Due respect, Your Honor, she's right. Miss Hogan's testimony is irrelevant
A young
in the manner in which
person
Miss Delgado
regaining the
presents.
use of her legs as a result of Dr. Evans' surgery is irrelevant. I don't know what is. Matthew's parents are denying their son this surgery because they're afraid he will be injured further or die. Ms. Hogan is living proof that the Buchanans' fears are unfounded.
You may continue.
Miss Hogan, how are you now?
Amazing. I was really athletic before, and that made me a really great candidate for this surgery, like Matthew is. I heal fast. Rehab's going great. If I hadn't found Dr. Evans, I'd still be in that chair. Honestly, I can't imagine anyone saying no to this surgery.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Miss Hogan, how old are you?
19?
And how old were you when you received the surgery from Dr. Evans?
18?
Not 15.
No, but
No further questions.
you've got to get this done. Dr. Evans
No
is the
further
best.
questions.
You may step down.
I call Dr. Gregory Evans to the stand. Dr. Evans, how long have you been practicing medicine?
Well, since I finished my surgical residency, 12 years.
12 years. And how many surgeries have you performed? Well, ballpark.
Hundreds.
Your Honor, I'd like to enter into evidence copies of the leading medical journals in the country. Each one contains a laudatory article about Dr. Evans. Many of them cite the operation that he would like to perform on Matthew, an operation that is almost the exact same operation that allowed Ms. Hogan to walk again.
Your Honor, we will stipulate that Dr. Evans is an expert in his field.
Did Matthew's family bring you here to heal their son?
Well, that's the way I understood it, yes.
And they paid you a consulting fee to examine him.
Yes.
Dr. Evans, have you ever lost a patient?
No.
Never in 12 years.
Never.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Your witness, Mr. Clark.
What's at issue in this case is consent. Dr. Evans, who exactly brought you here? Who paid your fee?
Clem Buchanan.
And is your appearance a surprise to Matthew's parents?
Well, Clem Buchanan recently married Matthew's mother. He was Matthew's stepdad.
Oh, that's true. But that doesn't make him the legal guardian, does it?
Objection. What is the point of this line of questioning?
My point is, my clients were pushed into giving consent to Dr. Evans for him to even evaluate Matthew. They were placed in this position by a well-meaning relative, but they did not choose to have Dr. Evans come and promise Matthew he could walk again just as long as he risks his life.
You may continue, Mr. Clark.
Are there risks involved with this surgery?
Well, I'm bound by ethics to inform patients and their families of any risks, however unlikely.
Are there risks?
Was there a risk when you got in your car and drove here?
Your Honor.
Please answer the question.
There are risks involved in any surgery.
Is there a risk that Matthew's condition may actually worsen as a result of this procedure?
As I said, there...
Yes or no?
Yes.
Is there a risk that he could become a paraplegic or a quadriplegic?
Well, the chance of that happening...
Yes or no?
Yes.
Can you promise Matthew will walk again?
Well, there are no guarantees,
Is it
but
true there's
the
a
odds
chance he could die during surgery?
Well, any surgery could have
This
a complication.
15-year-old boy could die on your operating table during a surgery he doesn't even need.
It's remotely possible.
And you think he has the emotional capacity at 15 to understand this?
Yes, I do.
This 15-year-old boy who got embarrassed at a school dance, got into a car with someone on drugs.
That wasn't a well-thought-out decision. This is.
And it is your opinion that this 15-year-old boy who didn't even have enough sense of his own mortality to buckle his seatbelt can make this life-or-death decision?
Yes.
And are you so eager to play God that you just can't wait till he turns 18?
Objection, Your Honor.
No further questions.
Redirect, Your Honor. Dr. Evans, what could happen if Matthew waits 3 years to have this surgery?
3 years of deconditioning as a result of sitting all the time. Lesions, infections, all kinds of things.
I see. Clearly, you are able to perform this surgery successfully. And you have informed Matthew's parents that the possible risks are unlikely, while the potential rewards are huge. Dr. Evans, you tell me, why do you think they're resistant to letting their son have it?
They're afraid. But their reluctance may not be about Matthew at all. They may be unable to give consent.
And why would that be?
Their fear of losing control. I get that Matthew's family is afraid of losing him. He's a really great kid. They love him for who he is, not for what he can do. But they're keeping their son from living the life he wants to live because they're afraid. Afraid to let go, afraid to trust, afraid to take risks. So they're opting for the safe choice, the one that involves less chance of getting hurt, less chance of loss, but no chance of gain. They know their son wants a better life, but out of fear, they're unable to allow him that. They're denying him the chance to experience the joy and the excitement that comes with letting go and taking a risk. That's a shame and a waste.
Now that is the biggest load of crap I've ever heard in my life.